Prahlada Hiranyakashipu Purvacha Hari Bol.
Great. Yeah. Good to know. Yeah. I would like to. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, you're audible, Prabhuji.
Okay. I request all others also to on your videos so that we are face to face. Hope you are all sitting in the comfortable place and you're ready to hear, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So like yesterday, we'll do little kirtan. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Jayo Jagannatha, Jayo Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jayo Subhadra. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. The videos. Should I keep my video up?
No Prabhuji.
So why don't we all on your videos and sit? So if you are all seeing me, I should also see you, right? still many people are not doing. I don't problem. Anyways. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manavasaram Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Kadastisya Kadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Sathyatam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsa Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Tam Saji Sadvaitam Savadvitam Sahajam Krishna Chaitanya Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Visakham Namo Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prasthaya Nirvishesha Shunari Ashtatakari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
You're all able to hear me?
Prabhuji, we are getting some background noise, like
ये क्यों ऐसे सुन रहे हो? Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, there is some disturbance from Prabhuji.
Just give me a minute.
Please mute your volumes, Mataji, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you are on mute.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Now you are able to hear? Yeah, should be.
Prabhuji, your voice is breaking.
Yeah, my voice, I don't know why it is happening.
Voice is breaking or did not unmute? Prabhuji, there is some disturbance from Ratnakar Prabhuji. He should. Prabhuji, can you mute everyone and just be unmuted?
Hare Krishna. Now is it okay?
Now,
Yes, Prabhuji, it is fine.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Pranam, Vanchati Prabhuji.
Yeah. Correct. Technical issue. So yesterday we discussed about the search for happiness. All of us are searching for happiness in our lives. Whatever our age may be, whatever our state may be, whatever country we may be living, every one of us are searching for happiness, isn't it? Through all the activities. And so, what is happiness? We discussed about that. When we get what we want, when we want, then we'll become happy. And we also become happy when we don't want to get what we don't want. That also is one state of happiness, right? And then we discussed that this happiness, whatever we are getting, it's like there for some time and then vanishing. Thinking that now I am going to get it. Like the donkey where the carrot is hung. It is being cheated by its master, right? So many ways we are being cheated. So that is what we discussed, and then we said, okay, this is the search for happiness, and today also we will discuss
Prabhuji, you're muted.
Prabhuji, you're mute.
संभाल के करना. So also we have discussed that what are the real problems, what are the commonalities between the animals and human beings, what are the similarities, who remembers what are the similarities. You have to unmute yourself and then you have to speak.
Prabhuji, can I tell?
You will know. Let others say.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Avanish and Sudhiti.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, the similarities between human and animals were sleeping, eating, defending, and mating.
Joy, very good. And what are the 4 problems which all of us go through? Anyone else who wants to try? The animals also go through and we also go through.
Birth, death, old age, and disease.
Joy, who is this? No, I don't know who's speaking. Okay, birth, death, old age, and disease. True. So we said, what is our speciality? Now there are 4 common things which they also do, we also do. For 4 common problems which they also undergo, we also undergo. Then what is our speciality?
Inquiry and solution to the problems.
Inquiry. So we can inquire. Atatho Brahma Jignasa. You inquire about the problems of life. Why I am not getting what I want? Or whatever I am getting, why it is not lasting long? So these are the questions only a human being can inquire. Yes. So we discussed about that. And then if you want to inquire, where should I go? Where will I get this knowledge? So then we discussed there are 3 ways of getting the knowledge. Who will tell? Ratnakarji, you. Okay. Vedic scripture. No, the 3 ways of acquiring knowledge.
Prabhuji, can I tell?
Yes, Vishnu.
Prabhuji, but I don't
tell
know
one.
the exact word. Can I
Ah.
tell it in English?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. By seeing.
So that is by
Senses.
seeing, senses. Yeah.
Assumptions.
Pratyaksham.
Pratyaksha pramana. Okay. So that is called as pratyaksha. Whatever we see, we will believe. Whatever we hear, that is what we believe in. But is it true that whatever we see, that is right?
Assumption.
That is the second. Now first one I am asking. So is the first way of acquiring knowledge, is it perfect or there is some defect in this?
There are defects.
There are defects. Okay. So what are the defects? Someone else who have not spoken?
limited senses,
limited senses, yes.
commit mistakes,
We commit mistakes,
illusions,
illusion,
and tendency to cheat.
tendency to cheat. Now I want to know who is this?
Radha
Radha.
from
Okay.
Holland.
Oh, land. Oh, Jack. So very good. So these are the 4 defects because of which we are not able to, we cannot, trust the senses, isn't it? So we gave several examples to discuss on that. And then we said Anumana Pramana, that is the second one, assumptions. But even that is also not perfect, and the assumptions will go on changing. And then we said, oh, then if these 2 methods are not perfect way of acquiring knowledge, what is the third way? Is the Vedic way, the scriptures, Apaurushaya. They have come from a person who doesn't have these 4 defects. And who is that? That today we were going to discuss about him. Who is that person from whom we get these Vedas? Okay. So this is all we discussed yesterday. And then how the Vedas, how can we believe in the Vedas? For that, I gave several examples. What is the earth is called as Bhugola, the plants having life, the embryo in the womb of a mother. And then we discussed what is the condition of the Kali Yuga people. You all remember, I hope. So all these things ensures, and there are many predictions that what is going to happen in the future, who are going to come. So all these things, tell us or give us the confidence that whatever is spoken in the Vedas is true. Right? So this we discussed. Now today we are going to discuss about the 5 subject matters which are discussed in this Bhagavad Gita. Okay? Now pay attention, all of you, while we discussing this subject matter. Very, very important. Today we will discuss around 2 subject matters, and tomorrow we will discuss another 3 subject matters. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Prabhuji,
Yes, Prabhu.
earth is called Dukhalai.
Yes. Earth is called as Dukhalay. And here what we are trying to do, we are trying to find out happiness. So are you going to get it?
No, Prabhuji.
We cannot get the happiness what we think we will get over here. Like, what is the example? Who remembers the example?
Happiness will be there, but it will not be permanent. It is like
Yeah,
balloon.
but no. And now I'm saying there is no happiness in the material world. Like, for example, I gave an example. A person trying to search out for water in the desert, isn't it? Will he be successful? It cannot be. So that is what we discussed yesterday. So these are the 5 subject matters I discussed in Bhagavad Gita. If anyone asks, what is there in Bhagavad Gita? These 5 subject matters: Ishvara, Jiva, Kala, Prakriti, and Karma. So today we will try and discuss about these 2, Ishvara and Jiva. Yes, we are searching for the right thing in the wrong place. True. Right? So these are the 5 topics which are discussed in the Bhagavad Gita. And today we'll try to discuss about Jiva and Ishvara. Okay? So the first question is, who am I? So please answer, who are you?
We are not the body, Guruji. We are the soul.
We are not the body, we are the soul. Now you all have attended or you have already read somewhere, right?
Yes,
Yes.
Guruji.
So what we think about that? So I'll give little bit of the proof or whatever you say, how we can understand that what we are saying is true. So little bit of understanding, intuitive understanding is that then when I say that this is my hand, or this is my head, this is my dress, my legs. Now people say that, okay, I am not this body, I am a soul, but how do you prove that? So what we are going to discuss is that how can we prove or how can we understand that I am not this body? So when we say it's my head, my hand, but who is that me in that mind referring to? Do we say that's I am hand, I am dress, I am
No,
the
Guruji.
no, we don't say. So who is that I which is referred to in this my? Okay? So this is what we are referring actually to the soul. I say I am a soul. So therefore, my head, my hand, my legs, like that, it flows. Second, the most common sense. When we say someone is died, then we say, oh, he's passed away, but his entire body is over here. Where is it gone? What has gone from the body? What has passed away?
So,
The soul.
Yeah, the soul, which has passed away. So that means, but while we are living, are we seeing the soul?
no, Guruji.
You're
No,
not.
Prabhuji.
Are you doing anything about the soul?
No.
We are not doing anything for the soul. We are not even seeing, the husband, the husband died, passed away, and then the wife cries. And what happens after the husband passed away? Let's say in the evening, then she will say, "Oh, please, take out this body." Now, as soon as the soul is left, we call them as the body. But when we are alive, do we call ourselves as body? Hey, your body, come here. No.
No.
So if you are calling by name, actually, whom are we calling then?
The soul.
We are calling the soul. Actually, that is the specific importance of the soul. Right? So these are some of the common sense understanding. I mean, at least we are so fortunate that we can understand that we are not this body, we are soul. And I'm trying to give some reasons how you can understand this. There are many theories also. Scientists are proving, near-death experiences and then past life memories. All these are indications that we are not this body, we are a soul. And what is the value of this body? It is said if you take out all the calcium, iron, phosphorus, then this is what the scientists have come up with, saying that our bodies are worth rupees 210 rupees. Can you go to some parent and say, oh, give your child for 210 rupees?
No, Guruji.
You cannot. Why? Or can we value the child or value any person?
No, Guruji.
No, Guruji.
So what is making us invaluable? That is what is called as the soul.
Oh.
Right? So are we just a bag worth of 210 rupees?
No, Guruji.
Right? So then what is happening with that soul? Why are we not able to identify that we are the soul? Okay? So that we are going to discuss. Now the soul is basically covered by two bodies. One is called as the subtle body, and above this is called the gross body. Now all of us are able to see this gross body. Yesterday we discussed that we all have some senses, right? That senses are ears, eyes, nose, tongue, and skin. And what is it made up of? This is made up of earth, water, air, fire, and ether. These are called as the Panchabhutas. This is what we see. Earth is there, water is there, air. Outside also we see that, and that is also there in our body. Or this body is made up of these elements. So that's why when someone is burnt, after he passed away, he is burnt. Someone is buried. So what happens? All those things, again, these elements get merged into that elements. Earth will get into earth, water will get into water, evaporated, fire element will get into fire, so on and so forth will happen with this gross body. But inside this body, there is another body. Like, when we wear a coat, we wear shirt inside and then we wear a blazer. Or we wear some undergarments and then we wear our dress. So similarly, there is an inner soul, inner body also. That is called as subtle. Subtle means which we cannot see with the gross senses, but we can perceive. So what is this subtle body made up of? This is made up of our mind, false ego, and intelligence. Can we show our mind?
No, Guruji.
Intelligence? No.
No, Guruji.
But is it there or not?
They are there.
Can we say, oh, you're an unintelligent boy. You will become so angry. I am so intelligent and you're telling. But can you show the intelligence?
You can show the intelligence, Guruji, by
How?
performing.
By
Performing.
performing. By doing some intelligent activity.
Yes, Guruji.
And then our mind, how do we know that we have the mind? Let someone else answer. Huh? Oh, what is happening? Sound physical. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, now it's okay,
Hare
right?
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. So, sorry, Ratnakarji, you were saying something. Oh, you're on mute. Unmute yourself. We have a thinking power. Yes. Yes. Mute kar do. Okay. Hare Krishna. So the mind has got the thinking ability. So many thoughts come to our mind. We want to do this, we want to do that, we want to go somewhere. All these things are there in the mind. And then there is something called as false ego, which makes us identify that I am this body. If someone is like, on the first, is the first ranker, and then if let's say next year in the next standard, it doesn't get the first standard, what happens? Or if you tell the first ranker, say that you are the most foolish person, then what happens actually? You say his ego is hurt. But this ego, which makes us which gives us the identity, it is not the true identity, it is the false identity. That is why it is called as false ego. And then our soul. The soul is made up of three things. The subtle body is made up of mind, false ego, and intelligence. And the soul is made up of three things: Sat, Chit, Ananda. The soul never dies, it remains forever. It doesn't become old, it doesn't die, it doesn't grow bigger, nothing. It remains as it is. This is the first characteristic of the soul. Second is that it is chit, it is full of knowledge. The soul has got full of knowledge. We all have knowledge actually. But only thing, it is because now covered by the subtle and gross bodies that is not getting opened up. Like a bulb is there, and if you wrap paper over it, can it illuminate? Can it give the light? No, it's covered. So for the light, for the bulb to emit the light, what one has to do? He has to remove the covering over it. And then we will be able to see the entire light. And this is what we are doing over here. What we are trying to do, we are trying to eliminate, we are trying to remove these impurities in the form of the subtle body and the gross body. And then we will experience the knowledge. Not only knowledge, actually, this soul is the requirement of the soul is that ananda. It always wants to be happy. We all always want to be happy, right? That is what we discuss, and that is what we are seeking. Search for happiness. So it is not this body which is wanting happiness. This body is nothing actually. It is like a table or a chair. If the soul is gone from this body, what happens? Does this gross body function? If someone is passed away, you say, oh, this person likes gulab jamun so much, so let me feed. Will you become happy? No. This person wanted this kind of dress, so let me give him this dress after he is passed away. Can he wear? No. Why? Or who was experiencing that happiness actually? That was being experienced by the soul. But now, because if it is because of coverings, we are not able to understand who is it. Now, for example, I'll give an example. You like, let's say, gulab jam, and you tie on your tongue a cloth, and then you try to put it. Will you be able to taste the taste of gulab jamun? No. So similarly, this soul is also, which is actually experiencing the happiness, but on that top of it, one subtle body is covered and then gross body is covered. Then how can it experience the happiness? Right? So there is some other mechanism how the soul can become happy. But that is what we will discuss. Now, by buying mobiles, by being in a comfortable place, by getting whatever we want, we are trying to get the happiness at the level of senses. You are eating good things, you are seeing beautiful things, smelling some fragrant things. All these are the happiness which we are able to experience at the level of senses. And more than this is the happiness when we experience at the level of mind. Let's say, you all, you tell your parents or the parents plan, oh, we are going to go to a holiday to some country. Even before you go there, you feel happier, isn't it? Why? You have not been there, but still you feel, oh, I'm very, very happy. What is this happiness? This is the happiness at the level of mind, isn't it? So this is the happiness at the level of mind. And for that, even you will not eat also. And the time has come to go to take the flight and you go. And then you say, Are eat beta. No, I am not hungry. In that mood, you will forget your hunger also. That means the happiness which you are deriving through eating now is you sacrifice because you are experiencing some higher happiness that is within the mind. So therefore, you don't want to eat also, isn't it? Right? Let's say you are going for an exam or you got first rank in a school, or let's say you're going for an exam and you're not prepared well. Then again, will you like to eat? Beta, this is your favorite. Your mommy says, Are what my favorite mother? I have not prepared. Isn't it? So these are the experiences which we are getting through mind. And higher than this is the experience which we experience the happiness at the level of intelligence. Mind ko to chhod do. Let us say, I don't know how many of your maths, scholars. If you sit and solve the problem, then you forget actually the world. People who are, mathematicians. Or if you're a good chess player, the players, they play for hours together. But they don't, have any other concern. right? So that happiness is increasing from the senses to mind to intelligence and then to ego. Politicians, to make their name, they will do sacrifice anything. They will not eat, they will not drink, they will do so many things. Why? Because they are experiencing the happiness at the level of ego, false ego. If someone has to, crack IIT, how much he studies? He has to study a great deal, and for that he will sacrifice his sleep, his eating, his all the different, gaming activities and all that he will give up, right? So this is called as why? Because you want to maintain, you want to get a first rank, or you want to pass that IIT exam. So like this, but anyway, the happiness which we experience at the level of mind or intelligence or ego, is it going to remain forever? No, it's not going to remain. So actually, this is not the happiness we all want. So therefore, the happiness is actually where we want. The happiness is at the level of the soul. This is what wants the happiness. And now, after knowing that I am not the soul and I am not the body, I am a soul, and knowing these characteristics of the soul, that actually it is the soul which wants the happiness, then what should be our question?
How to achieve the happiness at the level of the soul?
How can I become happy at the level of soul? That is what we will be discussing, right? So yesterday we defined a little bit of happiness, but today we are discussing actually who wants happiness. Do the eyes want the happiness? Imagine, you see a beautiful thing and then you appreciate. But if the soul is not there, you keep away the most beautiful form. Will it appreciate? So, in fact, who was seeing that thing? It is not these eyes. The soul within was seeing through eyes. That's all. It is not the tongue which was experiencing the happiness, the taste, but it is the soul which is experiencing that taste through our mouth, our tongue. Right? So these are the secrets. Now we are understanding how are we going to become happy. So these are the different levels of happiness. We discussed the happiness actually lies at the real I, that is the soul. But we are not able to see, we can't see the soul. So the soul is compared to an unseen driver. Now you compare both of them. The car is compared to, the mouth is to speak, horn is to sound, eyes is to see, headlights to see, heart to pump blood, radiator to supply water, hands and legs to move, four wheels to move. All things are there very nicely in the car, but if the driver is not there, what is the use of a car? No use. Similarly, everything is there nicely, but if the soul is not there, what is the use? So it's like, the child says, "Father, the aeroplane is flying." Is this statement correct? Vishnu?
No, Prabhuji, it is not correct.
Why not correct?
Because the pilot is driving.
Because the pilot is driving. But the little child knows what he says, what Papa, the flight is flying. But the father, because he is in knowledge, he knows, no beta, it is not flying, but it is being made to fly by the pilot. So therefore, people who are like child, they don't know about the soul. But people who are like the father or who are having knowledge, they know that this body is run by the soul. So now all of you know how are we running, how are we leading our lives? Chenna, it is the videos you're on.
By soul.
Who is the soul now?
Us.
Ourself, and he is the driver. Okay, so this is what is compared to, and this is what our body is compared to. The entire body is compared like this. The five senses are compared to the five horses, and the mind is compared to the ropes which are tying the horses, and the intelligence which is there is sitting on the driver's seat, and the soul is sitting in the back seat. And imagine if the horses are going haywire, the horses, one horse is saying that I want to go over here, other horse is saying some other place. They all want to go in the five different directions. And if the intelligent, the driver is not able to, control them, then what will happen? The person who is sitting behind, he will get bewildered. He will be in a problem. He will be in anxiety. So that is the condition of the soul right now. You get into a Ola or you get into a taxi, and imagine the taxi driver is drunk and then he is driving. Will we be able to sit comfortably and sleep? No, we will be in anxiety. Oh my God, whether he will take me home or back home to some other place. Right? So therefore, now our happiness will depend upon how are we able to control these senses. How can we control this mind? How can we make our intelligence so strong that it will be able to control these horses nicely? I hope you all want to control your, you want to increase your intelligence power so that they can control the senses, right? Or you want it to go like whatever way they want to go. जाने दो यार, किधर भी जाना है जाने दो. Let it go. Should you say like that? No. We want it so to go in some particular direction. And for that, you have to make this driver very strong. And we will discuss how we can make this driver of intelligence strong day after tomorrow in the last session. Okay. So now this is a little bit about the soul. I have given a very, very brief overview of what we are actually and what are we searching for, or what is the characteristic of the soul, and how the body is compared to this chariot with 5 horses and one driver where the soul is sitting. Okay? This is the first topic of our today. You have any questions regarding soul?
Prabhuji, I have a doubt.
Yes.
How to know what makes the soul happy?
Oh, good question. That is what I was asking. How do we know what makes the soul happy? I'll discuss this day after tomorrow. The last session.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay, because we have to discuss some topics, and before we enter that, we will discuss about who is God and what is our relationship with Him, and then I'll tell how you can make the soul happy. Good question. Any others? No questions? All understood or nothing understood? Understood. So I think yesterday I was told that you are you all bored now till if I continue the class till 9 o'clock? Are they okay? Especially the kids.
Prabhuji, it's okay. You
It's
can
okay.
continue.
Yes,
Okay, so
Prabhuji.
all of us let us take a break, spiritual break. Raise your arms and you should loudly chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And all the kids should get out of their seats and should jump up and down 2-3 times. This is a break for us. Huh? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Yeah. So a little bit break before we start with the next topic. Okay. Jai. So next is we will discuss about Ishvara. Who is Ishvara? And anyways, I am going to show you a video also. Okay. So until there was in a village, some people called some sadhu and said, please help us understand who is God. They called him and give some satsang. They said they invited and they arranged a big pandal program. And then the sadhu, when he went onto the dais and he was given garlands, he was offered nice respect. And then the sadhu asked a question: how many of you believe in the existence of God? How many of you believe that God exists?
Prabhuji, I believe. Prabhuji, even I believe.
You also believe. Then he
Yes.
said, Srinidhi, raise hand. You also believe, Srinidhi?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, huh? You all believe in God. Then what is there for me to explain? He said like that and he went away. I'm not going to speak anything about Ishvara. Why? Because you all know, believe in the God. What should I speak? Probably from your voice there is some problem. I don't know. We believe God is saying we have not experienced God. That is what he's saying, right? And then let us say the sadhu again, he went away. And then they call again, the organizers, they said, we spent so much of money to invite the sadhu, calling everyone, but he did not speak. Let us call again. And this time the villagers decided that if I ask the same question, we will not raise the hands. Okay, and then all the villagers again came, and then the sadhu went on to the dais. He spoke, how many of you believing in the existence of the Lord? Then no one lifted their hands. Then the sadhu said, no, I came to speak about God, but none of you believe in the God. What can I speak to you? Saying that, he went away. And then they said, oh, this is height, too much. We have to call him again. We have to make him speak something about God. Then this time the villagers, decided that let us do one thing. 50% will raise the hand, 50% will not raise the hand. They decided, match fixing. And the sadhu came, and then the villagers lifted, 50% of them lifted the hand, 50% did not. And then he said, the people who believe in God, the 50% should convince the 50% who don't believe in the God. Saying that, he went away. So, what is the moral? Why am I saying this? We are believing in the Lord depending upon the condition. If some difficulties are coming, then we will pray. If life is going nice, then we don't pray. We don't remember. Isn't it? But how many of you are convinced that there is God exists? So that will be the topic of our discussion today. We will have faith in the Lord only out of fear, or if parents are pressurizing you, hey, my dear son, know about God. Now, most of the children have come because of this. Now, parents' pressure. Your mothers are telling you, oh, beta, hear this, what this Prabhuji is going to speak. Isn't it? Actually, their mothers come to our programs. And so they said, Prabhuji, you please take a session for our kids. So that is why we are doing. That is the initiative, how we have taken for this program. So this is out of fear we pray, or we will because of the pressure of the parents. But unless until we logically come to understand about God, we can't put our 100% faith. Isn't it? So we should know how God exists. Why should I believe in that? So for that, now I'll show you all a video. Before that, there is a proof of the existence of God. For every urge, there is a fulfillment. If we are thirsty, then we drink water. If we are hungry, then we eat some food stuff. If there is some problem in our life, we raise our hands or we fold our hands and then we pray to some higher power. We don't know. Someone may call him as God, someone may call him as Allah, someone may call him Jehovah, or someone may call it as Jesus, someone may call it Krishna, whatever by the name, but everyone, prays. They fold their hands or they say, please, Upar Wale, please save me. Something they will do. That means for every urge in us, whatever we need, there is some fulfillment in the nature. Okay? This is the first proof of existence. How come there is a fulfillment? Who is fulfilling that? Whatever we want, there is some fulfillment. Someone is there or something is there. Who is doing that? And then you all will see this video. It's about there for 10 minutes. So please kindly watch it with patience. Then later I am going to discuss about this.
Prabhuji, no sound is coming, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I can't hear it.
Definitely.
Prabhuji, you have to share sound and you have to be unmuted.
I am on. Acha, I've connected this through the video, my laptop. Anyways, let us see now. Are you able to hear now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Common sense says yes, and a few say no. Since the year of existence of mankind, the believers have been challenged about the existence of God. The main argument of the non-believers has always been that there are no evidences to prove that God does exist. However, here we provide certain rational thoughts and facts to give a much different perspective of the subject. When we come across a painting, such as Mona Lisa, definitely we inquire about the painter, Leonardo da Vinci. Many such man-made wonders do exist. To name a few, the Taj Mahal, India, the Palm Jumeirah, Dubai, Dreamliner, Boeing 787, International Space Station Hotel, Oasis of the Seas, Burj Khalifa, cars, robots, phones. The list is unending. There is definitely the intelligence of some intelligent being or beings involved behind such creations. So, who has created what we have not created? Such as the human eye. The human eye is among the most complex organs in our body. It perceives 7 to 10 million colors through a synaptic flash, that is, 1/10 of a second. Who is the designer and creator of the human eye? also of many other remarkably wonderful things, such as the list is unending. A complex design points to a deliberate designer. Modern scientific research shows that the amount of fine-tuning of the universe is considerably surprising. The particularity of the details quite vividly points to an intelligent designer. Let's see some of the examples. First, speed of Earth's rotation. If the Earth rotates too quickly, we'll have too many storms like tornadoes and hurricanes. And if it rotates too slowly, it will be too cold at night and too hot during the day. Did the planet Earth learn on itself about its perfect speed? Or is it being monitored just like a satellite is monitored by hundreds of scientists together? Second, size of Earth. The Earth's size and its corresponding gravity holds a thin layer of mostly nitrogen and oxygen gases, only extending about 50 miles above the Earth's surface. If Earth was smaller, an atmosphere would be impossible. If Earth were larger, its atmosphere would contain free hydrogen, which would make life impossible. Who gave it the perfect size? Third, location of Earth. Although it revolves around at a tremendous speed of nearly 67,000 miles per hour, it manages to maintain its position at the exact distance. Furthermore, it's found that if the Earth were any further away from the Sun, we would all freeze. Any closer and we would burn. Who thus pinned the planet Earth at the exact fitting distance from the Sun? And that's just about one planet Earth in a huge universe. Similar observations have been recorded by the scientists for other such massive bodies. Who finally designed the entire planetary systems? Some of the scientists may say it just happened by chance. Does that sound like science then? Any sane man endowed with reason would question about the designer when he sees a good design. So in the similar spirits, we should inquire, where does the fine-tuned design of the universe come from? Order in the universe implies a smart organizer. When we reflect upon the nature of our world, we see order everywhere. The more we discover about the universe, the more we find that it's governed by rational laws. With our apt intelligence, we are trying to come up with the concept of symbiotic factory. Symbiotic factory refers to a system in which the waste of one factory, say A, is completely utilized by another factory, say B, as its resource or raw material, and the waste of factory B is completely utilized by factory A as its resource. Such a concept sounds ecologically brilliant and economically smart as a whip. However, it inevitably remains theoretical. But to the much of our surprise, such symbiotic factories do exist in the universe. One such arrangement is the cycle of respiration and photosynthesis. At every moment, we breathe in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, which is taken in by plants, which continue to give out oxygen. Oxygen is life-sustaining, and carbon dioxide is life-destroying, if present in excessive quantity. There is a magnificent balanced system in nature which exactly takes in the waste product of respiration, carbon dioxide, and gives out the raw material for respiration, oxygen, through the process of photosynthesis. Can the best of the scientists make such a symbiotic factory setup, where waste product of one factory completely acts as the raw material for the other and vice versa? Now, since the universe has order and is governed by the laws of science, we should question how this order came about. Shouldn't there be an organizer behind all these complex arrangements in the nature? Speaking about the laws, uniform laws of nature connotes an intelligent lawmaker. Much of life may seem uncertain, but look at what we can count on day after day. Gravity remains constant. A hot cup of coffee left on a counter will get cold, and the earth rotates the same in 24 hours. How is that we can identify laws of nature that never change? Why is the universe so orderly, so reliable? The great scientists believe there are no logical necessities for a universe that obeys rules, let alone one that abides by the rules of mathematics. It is easy for them to imagine a universe in which conditions unpredictably change instant to instant. Richard Feynman, a Nobel Prize winner for quantum electrodynamics, said, "Why nature is mathematical is a mystery. The fact that there are rules at all is a kind of miracle." In our day-to-day life, we don't have any experience of a law which has not been made by someone. The forming of every single law and its enforcement is always governed by an intelligent person. So it's truly rational to infer that the universal laws and their strict enforcement imply the existence of a lawmaker. A creation undisputedly implies a creator. Now, if there is a designer, there is an organizer, there is a lawmaker, then definitely when we see the entire universe, we can infer that there is a creator. When even a paper rose flower needs a creator, then how can the real rose flower be created by no one? Many even say that the nature is working automatically, thus denying the need of a creator. They argue that seeing any divinity or God controlling nature is just a sentimental longing coming from an unscientific mentality. So, does nature work automatically? The word automatically used in this context is somewhat misleading because automatically doesn't indicate the absence of a controller, but rather the absence of knowledge of the controller. When we say that a machine works automatically, what it means is that the machine doesn't require continuous interaction with the operator, but still there is an operator who activates the machine and monitors its working. For example, a child may be astounded by looking at a toy moving automatically, but a wise person will never be misled into the same conclusion as the inexperienced child. Similarly, the magnificent phenomena in nature are not occurring by themselves, as someone may imagine, like the naive child. All natural phenomena are working under the expert, though remote and therefore invisible programming of God, as has been the conclusion throughout history of many wise people, both religious and scientific. Thus, it is that the famous physicist Lord Kelvin asserted, "If you think deeply enough, you will be forced by science to believe in God." Max Planck, the originator of quantum theory, remarked, "For religion, God is at the beginning. For science, God is at the end." In Vedanta Sutra, the concise summary of the Vedic literature, we find similar conclusions. Janmad Yasya Yataha. God, or absolute truth, Brahman, is the source of everything. Likewise, Lord Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita that He, the Supreme Absolute Truth, is the source of all worlds and everything emanates from Him. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matha sarvam pravartate.
Hare Krishna. Did you like the presentation?
Yes, Guruji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So should we discuss more or you have questions? Now all of you believe in the existence of God. Huh? So we'll just summarize what I said. Souls can be trained. Yeah, we'll discuss what the training needs to be. So it said actually basically when there is some creation, if there is a creator, then what we have not created, who has created? If there is some control, if the traffic lights are going on and off, then is it going just automatically or someone is controlling? So if they are controlled, then how come the earth is situated at that position perfectly? Why is that sun is raising every day from east? Why is it setting in the west? Who is controlling the movement of the sun? Isn't it? And then if there is a control, that means there is a controller. So similarly, this all these things are being created by a person called as the Lord. And what are his activities? He is this one who is the source of everything, and he is the supreme controller, he is the supreme proprietor, and he is the supreme enjoyer. So this is what the Lord does, because he has created everything and he only can control. And so therefore, who, if he has created everything, who else will be the proprietor? He himself will be the proprietor. And who can enjoy that property? Only by the Lord. So this is the definition of the Supreme Lord. 4 things, all of you should remember. Source of everything, supreme controller, supreme proprietor, and supreme enjoyer. And this is one definition. There is another definition which comes up that says all of us are actually attracted to 6 opulences in our life. Someone is attracted to the wealth, someone is attracted to the strength, others attracted to the fame, or you are attracted to the famous personalities, and you are attracted to the beauty, you are attracted to someone who is having knowledge, and you are attracted to someone who is having renunciation. So these 6 characteristics, the 6 opulences, we all get attracted to. But do you find anyone who have all these 6 opulences in one person?
No, Prabhuji.
If someone is beautiful, he may not be very strong. If someone is having beauty and knowledge, he may not be having wealth. So we cannot find anyone who has all these 6 opulences. But there is one person, and that is called as Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashashashriya Jnanaha Vairagyoshchaiva Shannam Bhagaitinganam. So this Shannam means 6 opulences are there in a person called as Bhagavan. What are the 6 opulences? Aishwarya means wealth, Virya, strength, Yashaha means famous, is fame. And Shriya means beauty. Jnana, knowledge. Vairagya means renunciation. Now all these 6 qualities are there in one person called as Bhagavan, Bhagai Tinganam. Like we say, one who has got wealth is called as Dhanavan. One who has got Bala is called as Balavan. One who has called Kirti, fame, is called as Kirtivan. So similarly, the one who has got all these 6 qualities is called as Bhagavan. Okay, that is the definition. Yes, Vishnu.
Prabhuji, I know the meaning of renunciation, but like I didn't understand on what context.
Oh, in what context? Renunciation means whatever the facility you have, you give it up for the sake of people or for the sake of some higher cause.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, like Gandhiji said, we are going to renounce the British clothes, and so he wore only khadi. Right? He had the opportunity, but he renounced it. Okay, that is called renunciation. Is that okay? Now the definition of Bhagavan, the 6 opulences: Aishwarya, Shriya, Yasha, Kirti, Aishwarya, Virya, and Jnana and knowledge. I will ask tomorrow all of you, or today all of you have to message in the group that how the Lord is defined as, what are his opulences, so on and so forth. Okay, and so this is what we will do. All the children, all the elders are also requested to write the synopsis of the class, what we are discussing. Okay, so that it will be revision for you and for others also. So this is the definition of Bhagavan. So then who is this Bhagavan? What is the name of this Bhagavan? I now by saying Bhagavan, I said there is a prime minister. But who is the prime minister? What is his name? Bhagavan is like a position. That is a post. Then what is who is the person who is there in that post? Anyone knows about this person?
Krishna.
Now you just can't say that Krishna, but how is what we are going to discuss. Are you all okay? Can we discuss for 10-15 minutes more about why Krishna is Bhagavan or Bhagavan is Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. Okay. Good. Thank you. They're all becoming good kids. Okay. So how is Bhagavan is Krishna or Krishna is Bhagavan? I am going to prove that. And if you have any questions, you should ask me at the end of the session. Now the wealth. He is having all the wealth, not just the maximum wealth, or he is not the richest person, but all the wealth belongs to Krishna. Why? Whenever we worship, we want wealth, then we worship Lakshmi ji. Right? So who is this Lakshmi? It is told, Lakshmi sahasrasata sambrama sevyamanam govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. These Lakshmis are none other than the wives of Krishna who are serving at his feet, in his home. And not just one Lakshmi. We say, oh, one Lakshmi Kataksha happens, and if she is merciful, then I will become a rich person. But Krishna has got hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis who are like maid servants working for Krishna. Sometime back, I was hearing, they said, Amitabh Bachchan was going in the car. And then, his driver was not good, or something was, he was not well. So Amitabh Bachchan said, I will drive, you sit at the back, you take this. And because he was driving, he did some mistake and the police caught him, the traffic police caught him. And he called his superior, Sirji, I caught a car in which Amitabh Bachchan is the driver. I don't know who is this big person is. So like that, Who can have such a rich person as their servant? Who can have Lakshmis as their servant, as his servant? Only Krishna. Okay, so Krishna has got all the wealth, and so this is in the spiritual world. And when he came to earth, when he did some pastimes, he married how many wives?
Prabhuji, 18,000 wives.
Oh, no. You are little near, but not exactly.
16,000.
16,000. 16,000 plus.
16,108 wives.
Yeah.
16,108.
Yeah, 16,108 wives. Okay. Now imagine to give all of them big palaces. And all those doors and the pillars were made of gold, jewelry, ivory, all these things. To all the 16,108 wives. Ask your fathers how much they struggle to maintain one wife and few children. Krishna had 16,108 wives, and with each wife he had 10 children. And those 10 children, and each one of them had 10 children from each. So imagine what is the population of Dwarka. Who can maintain this family? Can anyone imagine? No. So therefore, all the wealth belongs to Krishna. Okay, this is the first proof. Second is that he is lifted Govardhan hill for 7 days and 7 nights. So when we will do our regular class, weekly class or something, we will plan. If you are all interested, then we will discuss what did Krishna do. At least you all know, right? Krishna is lifted with his left hand, for that big mountain for 7 days and 7 nights without break, no eating, no sleeping also. You all try to raise a mobile phone in your hand for 7 hours. Can you do? You cannot do. So, how much powerful Krishna is? So much powerful. And you know what is the perimeter of that Govardhan Parvat? It is 84 kilometers. The perimeter. And it was so much height also. So, if imagine that is the perimeter, then how much should be the weight of that? And nowadays, the wrestlers, the bodybuilders, oh, they do so much of exercise, this, that, and then try to lift, and they make so much of noise. And after 2 seconds, they'll put it up. Everyone appreciates. Wow. Hey, son. Hare Krishna, are you able to hear?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear.
This is what happens. He puts it down after 2-3 seconds and we appreciate. If you appreciate that person, how much appreciation we should do for Krishna? Isn't it? So that is the strength of Krishna and the beauty of Krishna. He is famous. He's famous as what? Makanchor, butter thief, and sari thief. He was stealing the clothes of the gopis. He was stealing the butter from everyone's house. But do anyone criticize Krishna for stealing the butter? No. People sing songs, bhajans, Krishna, Makanchor, you glorify. And we also imitate, we by doing that dahi handi, breaking the pot on his birthday, on Janmashtami. But Krishna is glorified even if he does stealing. So what to speak of other great activities of maintaining all of us, of giving us the food, whatever we require, Krishna provides everything. So that is his fame. And then his beauty. Krishna had thousands of girlfriends when he was young. And Krishna, when he got married, he had 16,108 wives. Imagine how beautiful Krishna must be. All of us will get attracted to Krishna just like this. So that is the beauty of Krishna. And then the knowledge. Krishna has given the knowledge of this Bhagavad Gita which you are reading today. And he gave this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita 5,000 years back. And again, he did not come back to tell that I am revising Bhagavad Gita version 1.2, 1.3, nothing like that. Once he gave the knowledge, that's all. There is no more changes, no more additions in the Bhagavad Gita. Right? Do any of us have this kind of knowledge which does not change? Just a screenshot lena. Very good. And this is the knowledge of Krishna. And not only knowledge, he is the most renounced person. The most renounced person. How do we know? In spite of having these so many opulences, Krishna has become the chariot driver for Arjuna. Who will become like that? Now, the example which I gave, Amitabh Bachchan was an exceptional case. But can he renounce anything? So, not only this, when Krishna was driving on the battlefield, Arjuna, because he was in the back position, and he has to guide whether to go left or right. And there was so much of noise on the battlefield. How do they tell? They tell by kicking on the shoulders. If Arjuna kicks on the right shoulder, then he has to go this direction. If he kicks on the left direction, then he has to go in this direction. Who will accept these kicks? Forget about all those. Now you ask renunciation, Vishnu. Now if someone comes and takes some help from you, takes help from you, and he doesn't even say thank you to you. And let us say he comes afterwards, and again he asks for your help. Will you do it?
No, Prabhuji.
No. Even one time also, if it doesn't say, then we will not do the help again, because he is not grateful. But imagine the Lord is provided us so many things. This nice body, air, water, food grains to eat, and he is also digesting the food. Am Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deyam Ashrita. Krishna is seated in our stomach, in the belly, as fire in the belly. And he is digesting our food also. And is giving so much of energy also. Are we saying thank you to Krishna? Huh? No. But still, is Krishna stopping to do all these activities? No, Krishna is not stopping. So this is an indication of his renunciation. In spite of he giving so much, the man gets, and he forgets. And the Lord gives, and he forgives. This is the renunciation of the Lord. This is the greatness of the Lord. In spite of having so many opulences, Krishna is not leaving all of us. Or he is there with us. He is doing so many things, even though we don't even recognize this personality. So far, did we know that Krishna is helping our food to get digested? Did you know? You know, mother is cooking the food, and father is earning, and mother is cooking and she is feeding. But then who is digesting? If Krishna doesn't digest, what will happen? Will you eat the next day? No. So should we be thankful or not? He should be. So this is called as Bhagavan. One who has got these 6 opulences is called as Bhagavan. Okay. Now we have discussed about the Lord Jiva, about ourselves, and we have discussed about Bhagavan. And who is this Bhagavan? This Bhagavan's name is called as Krishna. Okay. So I'm going to stop here. Okay, tomorrow I will explain how we're going to see the God. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask.
I have a question, Prabhuji. Can I ask? Hello? Prabhuji, I have a question. Can I ask?
Please ask.
Yes. Prabhuji.
Your voice is very low. I don't know who is speaking.
Prabhuji?
Yes?
Okay. We have said that Krishna has wealth, has beauty. He is served by so many ladies and like that. Other than renunciation, all the other things are nashwar. So why are we comparing God or giving him the characteristics that are nashwar?
Oh, these opulences in this world are nashwar. But when they are with the Lord, they are always there. Here in this world, someone may have money right now, but tomorrow he may not have. Someone may be famous now, but he may not be famous tomorrow. But the Lord's case, these things are not going to get lost. Krishna had those opulences then, he has now also. He was famous then also, he is famous now also.
Okay.
So when it comes in relation to the Lord, they doesn't become exhausted or it doesn't get lost. Okay? Other question?
I have a question.
Yes, Prabhu.
I don't know how to ask this, but I will ask what I feel. Okay,
Why is
God,
this?
as you said, God is digesting our food.
Prabhuji, your voice is not coming properly. No. Can you log out and log in once? And see what is happening. Yeah, meanwhile, we'll take another question. Yes, Vishnu.
Prabhuji, I have a general doubt. Now in the yogas like Dwapar Yuga, Traya Yuga, gods used to be almost everywhere. They used to walk on our earth, but why now in this Kali Yuga, gods are not there?
Oh, good one. If gods come now, then we will say, oh, which drama company are you coming from? Or for which movie you are acting? That is what the question we will ask them. Even if they come. Because we don't have faith, we don't know only that this is God. Isn't it? Will you not ask like that? So that is why they don't come. ए लो पावर मोड बोल रहे थे बाबा मेरा फोन लो बंद हो गया Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Who is that?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So Vishnu, that is why the Lord doesn't come now. Okay. Yeah, Srinivas, you have a question? Oh, Hare Krishna. Okay, so I think you don't have questions. I thought you will have a lot of questions. All the kids or the elders. Aishwarya Samar, what does it mean? Aishwarya Samagrasya. Aishwarya Samagrasya means the full. It is not we are saying God has got maximum wealth. He is not the richest person. The wealth, all the wealth of this world belongs to Krishna. All the beauty belongs to Krishna. All the strength belongs to Krishna. That is what it means. Samagrasya means in total. He is the owner of everything because he is the one who has created. Then he is the owner of all the things what we have. He has created us also. He has created this Prakriti, nature also, as shown in the video. He has created the money also. He has created the wealth also. So therefore, all the things belongs to Krishna. But here in this world, any man cannot claim that someone else's wealth is my wealth. No, he may be the richest person, but he cannot go to the next door and say, "Oh, your wealth is also my wealth." No, he cannot. But Krishna can say, the wealth belongs to Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna, but can we know the sloka number of this sloka? Oh, this is from Vishnu Purana. This was written by Parashara Muni. I'll send in the group. Okay. Okay, thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Maitli, Vishnu, you have a question?
Prabhuji, I have one last question.
Yes.
Prabhuji, if Krishna has to establish dharma in earth in this Kali Yuga, won't he come again? Even though if people call him
Krishna has come already in the form of his holy names.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Kalikale Namarupa Krishna Avatara. Krishna has appeared in the form of his name. We are going to discuss this day after tomorrow. He has appeared already. So how he has appeared? In the form of his name. Just we have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the dharma for this age, and this is what Krishna has come in the form as, and then is establishing dharma. How is he going to do that? We'll learn on Sunday, and that's why he is motivating all of you to become his assistants to establish dharma. All of you should become his ambassadors and establish the dharma. Help him, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, as Yuga Dharma. Yes. Okay, so let us meet tomorrow. Again, we will discuss. And so today, whatever we discussed, I request all the people to write some notes so that you will be benefited and others will also be benefited. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada, Srimad Bhagavad Gita.
Thank you.
God is so merciful. Why does he put us in hell for karma? Oh, good question. I'll discuss this tomorrow. This will be the topic of discussion for tomorrow. The law of karma. Why someone goes to hell, why someone goes to heaven, and why did he create all those things. Good Hishta. I'll answer this question tomorrow. So you jot down any questions, you can put it in the group also. Okay? And we can answer. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
जय गोपाल राधे राधे
Hare